Hi, I'm Rachel. The other day, we had an event to launch TABKHA, which is a fundraising cookbook for Palestine, written by Palestinian chef Mona Zahed and illustrated by a global collective of artists. The launch took place in Ashburton, which is our hometown in Devon in the UK, and it was organised by myself. I'm a textile artist and cook, and by my daughter, Billy Ruffian, who is an illustrator. We included a number of crafts in the event. There was tatrees making, there was silk painting, and there was also adding to our giant wreath for Palestine. Billy and I wanted this event to be a celebration of Palestinian culture, and we wanted it to bring our community together in support of Gaza. Lots of people came and took part in the crafts. They sat round the table all afternoon and chatted and ate the food that I'd prepared, which was good because I had spent days cooking all sorts of different dishes from Mona's recipes. The atmosphere was warm and loving, and Billy and I were delighted that we sold out of both books and food. This event reminded me that eating together really connects us and strengthens communities. I hope you enjoy cooking, sharing, and eating food from TABKHA too.
So I'm going to introduce the book. For those of you who don't know already, TABKHA is a book of 20 traditional Palestinian recipes written by my friend Mona Zahed, who's in Gaza. She wrote it in 2024. It is illustrated by 21 different artists from all over the world, who are part of a collective that I will talk to you about during this talk. Including myself and also my mum, who did the cooking downstairs. My name is Billy. Some of you know me as Isabel as well. I'm an illustrator, but I'm also one of the organisers of a fundraising collective called Coffees For Gaza, which is kind of behind this book. I illustrated the cover and the spreads inside for TABKHA and Eid al-Fitr. So that's me. And now I'm going to introduce Mona. So Mona Zahed is 38. She's the mother of 4 children. So this is Mohammed, Hayat, Sarah, and Zahed. And they all live in Gaza City. Mona is a teacher. She used to run a catering business as well. It's called Rosemary's Kitchen, and her husband Osama, who is that, is a pharmacist. Both of their businesses were destroyed in 2023. So then I'm going to now hand over to both Mona and the collective of artists who illustrated the book to introduce it.
Assalamu alaikum, my friend. I am so happy and thankful for your amazing support and for being here today to spread the word about this book. This book has been our light of hope in this long night of despair and during these many difficult days in Gaza. This book gives me and my family hope and joy, so I am so grateful to many talented artists at Coffees For Gaza who believed in and fully support to this project. Please enjoy this beautiful project, beautiful artwork, and my family receives their made this receives with love in Palestine. I never thought that we would have many friends all over the world, especially all of you. So please tell the world about our people, about Palestine, and tell them that we want to live, we want to see our children grow up and have a future, live in freedom and peace. Please enjoy this evening, and I dream one day that I can celebrate with you and I can touch my book. بحبكم كتير وفخورة جدا لأني تعرفت عليكم، وبتمنى في يوم من الأيام أشوفكم كلكم. شكرا كتير من قلبنا. Thank you from Palestine, from Gaza, Mona Zahed.
It's now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone, for everyone. Lord, we don't need another mountain. The mountains and hillsides enough to climb. There are oceans and rivers enough to cross till the end of time.
Hey, Billy Ruffian in the UK, Free Palestine.
Hi, I'm Robin saying Free Palestine from Yorkshire, England.
Hi, I'm Alice from France. Free Palestine.
Hey, I'm Rebecca on Wajak Nunga Buja, Free Palestine.
Libby Pulsford, Sunshine Coast, Australia, Free Palestine.
My name is Sarah Reyes. I live on the land of the Gadigal people in Sydney, Australia. Free Palestine.
Hi there, Luciana Mariano here from Finland. Free Palestine.
Hi beautiful friends, big congratulations on the release of TABKHA. I hope it raises a lot of money to support our beautiful friends in Palestine. My name's Elizabeth Sophia, I'm a children's author from Australia, and I just wanted to say Free Palestine.
Hello everyone, thank you so much for coming. I want to say thank you for supporting TABKHA, for supporting Mona and Coffees For Gaza. My name is Carly and I'm talking to you today from Portland, Oregon. Free Palestine.
At the beginning, that was Mona introducing herself, introducing the book. And she's talking at the end of that video about how she can't hold her book in her hands, and she had printed out sort of the cover at sort of life size that she was using as an example, and she also had in that one of the other sheets that we designed to show what the book was like, but she was not able to actually get a copy. There'll be a bit more on that later on in the presentation, but for now I'm going to tell you a little bit more about, so I'm going to go back to the beginning of how this book came to be. So, who are Coffees For Gaza? So Coffees For Gaza is the organisation behind this book. And so we're a grassroots fundraising collective, basically. We're made up of lots of, some about 50% artists and lots of other supporters all around the world. As you could hopefully hear in that video from some of them, there's people in Australia, there's people in America, there's some in Saudi Arabia, there's people in France, there's a few people in the UK. So we're really a global body. A lot of us haven't ever met in person before. We met online through our sort of enormous anguish about what is happening in Gaza at the moment. And we have just turned 1 year old, so we've been going for quite a while. So we raised money for 25 different families in Gaza who we're all in close contact with. So these are families who, we know them quite well. We've been in contact with them for at least a year now. We met them through, some of you will know already if you're on Instagram or on other social media and you share a lot of stuff about what's going on in Gaza, you will have seen messages and comments from people who are there who desperately need help and support and donations from people, or people abroad, just strangers abroad, because they have no income and food is astronomically expensive there, and even more so now as it hasn't been allowed in for more than 2 months. And we were just a collective of people who were all really upset about this and didn't know what to do about it, because as one individual you don't feel like you can make that much of a difference on this kind of inundation of people desperately needing help. And also people often feel like they don't know who is a legitimate person to donate to, and they're worried that their money might be going to the wrong places. So we started up this collective where the core idea of it is that we encourage as many people as possible to donate in small, manageable and regular amounts, so the price of a cup of coffee. And the initial idea of Coffees For Gaza was that we asked people to give up 1 cup of coffee out in a cafe a week, and donate the money that they save by doing that to a family in Gaza. And that we would then promote those families, and people would donate to their online campaigns that money. And we have now grown to encompass various other things. We've done lots of other fundraisers. We run creative online events and collaborative fundraisers. We raised over £20,000 last year, and that's not counting the money that was raised from the early sales of TABKHA. And we also have a sort of subscription giving community where people can sign up to donate their saved coffee money in a monthly chunk that will automatically go out, and then you will get access to newsletters, online meetups, and various downloadable resources. Because a lot of us are artists, so we have a lot of kind of art stuff and sort of workshops and that sort of thing that we make available to our community. And you can sign up to that from as little as £1 a month. I'll tell you more about how to find that later. So, and all the money that we raise goes directly to our families. So we have quite a lot of people who run kind of like smaller, regular fundraisers, and they donate all of their profits for a particular item to our families and that sort of thing. It's a community thing. Lots of people raising small amounts that makes a big difference. And these are some of our previous projects that we've run over the year that we have been in existence. So the one up there is the original Artivism Challenge, which was started by our founder, Sarah Reyes, who was in the video at the start. She just encouraged people to just make art about Coffees For Gaza, just saying, hey, there's this thing that exists, do you want to join it? And put it out onto the internet, onto Instagram. And that actually got us a big audience just through art being shared and sort of spreading out into the community. Which was really fantastic, so that kind of kick-started us. So then in October last year, we ran this art challenge called Peacetober, which, again, if people aren't sort of in the general sort of online artist community, there's there's a lot of art challenges that run throughout the month of October, and the most well-known one is called Inktober, and you will have one prompt for each day of October that you have to respond to with art in some way, or it can be with poetry, it can be with someone baked for some of these ones. People did sewing, people did knitting, all sorts of different stuff. And this was
I did a video.
We did so much.
Sorry, I did a video.
Oh yeah, you did a video, yeah. And Emma's also done things like Polaroid pictures and stuff for some of our challenges, or our other challenges. But this was also really fantastic because it really spread out a lot as well online. We gained a lot of new followers. And we also had loads of beautiful art pieces made, which were then donated to our art auction, which we ran in November. And we had over 100 items for that, including some of these beautiful ones by amazing artists. And we raised about $10,000, I think, for our families through that. So that was that was our first big event. And we were like, wow, we're really, we can really get together and do something here. We have a couple of other art challenges that we have run as well. We have an ongoing one called Draw TABKHA, where we encourage people to draw things featuring some of the ingredients in the book. And we have just been doing a challenge called Earth Day for Peace, which was running in the week that Earth Day was in, so that was the 22nd of April. And we actually collaborated with activists for Sudan and Congo for that one. And we had an online drawing event, raised a bit of money for ourselves and 2 other charities from Sudan and Congo. So that was a lovely kind of coming together of different communities. So back to TABKHA. TABKHA started life as a booklet of 13 recipes. So Mona and her friend Akko, who is a chef in Japan, came up with this idea between them, and Akko produced it and was selling it in her restaurant. Later, Mona asked another friend, Luciana, who is a member of Coffees For Gaza, who was also in that video, what she thought of developing it into a full book, and Luciana contacted me with the idea, and then we took it to the other artists in the wider Coffees For Gaza community. And there was a lot of enthusiasm. We thought we had a team of 20, but none of us knew that much about producing a professional book, and we weren't sure whether we would find a publisher for it, or whether we would self-publish and crowdfund, how we would distribute it, how we would figure out what specifications to make it to, all of these questions. So we had all the enthusiasm, but none of the expertise. Mona was continuing to write and refine her recipes, because at this point we knew we were going to need about 20 recipes, but she was still being displaced repeatedly. And during that time, so she was moving from building to building and often staying in one room with lots of other families. But during this time, she had to leave the building that they were in and move into a tent. And this next video shows you what the reality of that meant for the way that she had to cook.
Assalamu alaikum from Gaza. I am Mona Zahed, author of TABKHA, received from Under The Rubble. Today we will cook Palestinian recipe. It's called in Arabic فقاعية. Let's go. الفقاعية سلق بهاراته هيل ملح ماجي فلفل أسمر رز مصري أو رز قصير فلفل أخضر بصل ثوم. We add water because we don't have any meat or chicken soup, so we only need water. It boils and the green charred onions are done. We add the rice.
We print TABKHA cover because we are very proud and happy. We hope to get a copy of the book. By your support you can change our life. Buy the book if you can. Donate in GoFundMe link. Share this video to help us. And I want to thank the teamwork for everything. Thank you all and have a nice day.
Rebecca's daughter speaking at the end. I found that so, like, when I first saw that video, I felt so emotional when she showed the printout at the end, because I've never seen, it was my artwork in someone's tent in Gaza. It was just like nothing I'd ever experienced before. So the next step of making the book was that, so Robin Makings, who is one of our illustrators, she joined the team, and she works as a professional book designer. So that was incredibly helpful she took on the design of the book and basically made it all work together, because it's so hard to get 21 different illustrators' styles to look cohesive in the book. So she set the colour palette, and she also designed the border that goes around the edges of the pages, which just kind of brings the whole thing together really well. And just made it look kind of professional. All of the layout and everything is all Robin's work. She's put in probably hundreds of hours of work to this voluntarily. And then one of our founding members, Inda, recruited Tess Cullity, who is the owner of an Australian small publisher called Slingshot Books. And she took care of all of the logistics of printing. She officially is the publisher of the book, although it doesn't have Slingshot's name on it at the moment. So yeah, they took on all of the logistics. They used their connections with printing companies to make sure that it was already professionally produced. She also put in hundreds and hundreds of hours probably of work to this, and we're enormously grateful to her. We were also helped by two professional editors, who were Halima Maran and Hussein Al-Khatib, who is also Mona's cousin, and he did some translation as well for it. We're really, really grateful to everyone who's given their time to the project. Every single person involved in the book worked voluntarily. No one has been paid for it apart from Mona, so it means that all the profits that we make from the book go to Mona, and some of it goes to other families in Gaza that we support as well. So here we've got some of the work in progress artwork, which you can't see terribly well here, but these are sketches from the production of the book. This is by Patricia Gunn. This one, not that one. This one's by Safta Ahmed, who is quite a successful comic artist from Australia. This one is by Hatem Ali, who is also a really amazing children's book illustrator. And this one is by Carmen Garcia, who makes really beautiful prints and things. And we've got more work in progress artworks up here. So the one in that corner is drawn by my mum, Rachel Jennings, and her actual finished artwork is a textile piece. That's the sketch that she did for it in advance. This one by Mona Zahed, the actual finished artwork for that is a 9-layer lino print. She's a really amazing lino cut artist. The one here, which you can't see terribly well, is by Inda Ahmed Zari, who is one of our founding members. She's been a real powerhouse behind Coffees For Gaza. This one is by Robin Makings, who is also a designer. She's also an amazing illustrator. And these are two of the in-progress kind of theoretical sketches that I did for the cover. You can see that originally we were thinking about putting a border around it that showed examples of each person's artwork, like a little snippet from their illustration, but we ended up not going with that because it looks a bit too busy with feedback from Tess. We went with a sort of full view one, and there was this one as well, which also we liked, but it didn't show the rubble as effectively as the hand. So we then ended up, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about the process. So while we were waiting for the print run to come through, we opened pre-orders online for the book. And according to that, to how well that went, we had to decide how many we were going to print, which was really difficult because not only had we never done anything like this before, but we'd never seen anyone else do anything like this before either. So we had no idea how many would sell, whether we'd be able to get it out into the world, whether anyone would be interested, whether it would be suppressed. And right from the start, it went really, really well. So we were originally thinking of printing 1,500, and we ended up printing 1,800. But they actually sold out around the time that the orders arrived in Australia in the first place. So they first went to Australia, another half of them went to the US, and they were sent out into the world from those two hubs. But yeah, we sold out of those 1,800 really quite quickly. So the ones that are here are some of the last ones that are available from this print run. So that was really amazing. But yeah, then we had the massive challenge of having to pack and post these over 1,000 orders using volunteer labour entirely. And we were really, really indebted to Kate and Mira, who is this lady in particular, and Marina and Oscar here also did most of the sending out orders from Australia. And they also took TABKHA to its first few events. So this is their stalls at those first events in Australia. So what was life for Mona's family still like during this time? So during temporary ceasefire early on in the year, Mona and her family were actually able to return to their home, and miraculously they did find it still standing, pretty much undamaged. But obviously they still have no infrastructure there. They have no electricity, no sanitation, no running water. So Mona's kitchen is still very much not as it was. This is a video of them returning home for the first time.
بسم الله بسم الله لا ولا لا ما شاء الله الحمد لله يا أهل الدار بسم الله يا مش نسيت بسرعة برا تعال هذا
So that was a really happy day for us when we saw that they had some little bit of kind of hope in their lives. It was a really big thing. But yeah, unfortunately things in Gaza are still really, really bad. They live in Gaza City where it's quite dangerous. It's dangerous everywhere, but it's bad around them at the moment. They see and hear bombing all the time. Food has been blocked from entering Gaza since the start of March, so basic food items are incredibly expensive now. A 25 kilogram bag of flour I've put upwards of £400. I think it might actually be more than that now. And because there's also a cash crisis, so even the money that they have to use to buy things with is in short supply. So they have to effectively buy money at a 30% commission in order to even get anything, unless they're able to use electronic payments, which they can in very limited places. But we did have one really happy update from Mona a couple of weeks ago.
Hello, my friends. During these difficult days that we are living in Gaza, there are always hope and light that come to you from far away. When I started the GoFundMe to help my family, I got to know many friends in all countries. This is the best thing that happened to me. And then we started the book, and everyone wanted to help, and very excited to see the birth of the book. But I didn't imagine that I can touch this book with my hand. until my friend Dr. Bushra Uthman sent a message to me that informed me that she want to send this book to me with the friends which came to Gaza. I didn't imagine that, but it happened, my friends. I have a book. I have my copy, and this is my name. Finally, Alhamdulillah. So I'm so grateful to Dr. Bushra Uthman and Sira and everyone try to help me. I hope to achieve another dream soon, that we get out from here and live safety with my friend and with my kids. So thank you from our heart. Please keep supporting us and to pray to me and to my children to be safe. Thank you very much. We love you very much, Mona Zahed.
Really incredible moment for us, getting to see her actually receive the book. And
Sorry, I couldn't quite hear. How did she receive the book?
yeah, so we managed to get it to her through a friend of Inda's who is a surgeon. Her name is Bushra Uthman, and she was going into Gaza to help with an aid mission. And we were basically able to sort of pass the book along to her. She went into Gaza, found Mona, and gave her the book. It was just the most extraordinary kind of series of things at a time when no food was getting in. We were just absolutely blown away by that. But,
that's like a miracle.
I know, it really is. Yeah, I mean, it was so unexpected. But I'm so grateful to the people who managed to make that happen, because it's so desperately needed, those little bits of hope that you get coming through. So yeah, what is next for TABKHA? So yeah, the first run, as I said, was officially sold out quite a while ago. So we still have a few copies for sale here. There's 3 there. There's a few more downstairs, and those are sort of the last ones in the UK. So basically we have a waiting list now for the next run, which is planned for later on in the summer. But what we're doing for this one is handing it over to Slingshot, the publisher, to look after all of the distribution, potentially contracting with other publishers to publish it all over the world, because we cannot carry on doing this as a volunteer team. We will just fall over. And we need to move on to other sort of developing other projects as well. But there will be more TABKHAs out in the world. These ones are not the last ones. So there is a waiting list that you can sign up to. If you take a picture of this, you should be able to follow that link, or I can give it to you after this if you want to buy one later on. We're also really hoping, or rather Tess from Slingshot is really hoping to be able to help Mona to travel outside of Gaza for a book tour. And this is apparently a way that people potentially can obtain visas, but we're really hopeful about that. We're also planning to auction the physical artwork from the book. A lot of the artists worked digitally, but people like my mum, who did the textile ones. There's Luciano, who did an oil painting, and Marina's lino print. These will all be auctioned online, and this is coming soon. I'm going to write down the link for that and put it downstairs, or put like a sign-up sheet where people can put their emails down if they want to find out about that. You'll be the first people to know if you sign up. That one. And then, how can we help families in Gaza? So I'm just going to talk about how you can get involved with Coffees for Gaza really here. So we're on Instagram. You can follow us at Coffees for Gaza. You can follow TABKHA Book as well to see how the book is doing out in the world. And also follow Mona's personal Instagram, which is Mona86_Zahed. She posts lots of things about the book as well, and you can just find out more about her life, have a chat with her. She's lovely. You can also subscribe to our Open Collective, which is how we collect subscriber donations on a monthly basis. You can subscribe for as little as £1 a month, and you will get to learn more about our work, about the families that we support, and about the opportunities to get involved, whether you're arty or not. You don't have to be arty to be part of our community. We'll be hosting kind of online meetups and loads of different things that we send out. And you can also join a local group. So we've got quite a lot of people here who are part of Friends of Palestine, which I'm also part of, and we do there's sort of semi-regular demonstrations at the moment that we do. There's also a film night. Friends of Palestine has loads of stuff going on, so if you're not already getting their updates. Follow them on Facebook and follow them on Instagram. There's a WhatsApp group that you can join. There's also Palestine Solidarity campaign groups in Exeter and Plymouth. I can't emphasise enough how important it is to have community when you're doing this, both in person and around the world. And this is what I find so supportive, is that that I have community that is sort of just down the road, but also all over the world. That's how it grows. That's really important. Other things that you can do that I think is so important is talk to people in Palestine and let them know that they're not forgotten. So yeah, you can follow people like Mona online and comment when they post and just show them that we know that they exist and that we still care about them, because I'm in contact with people in Palestine and I know how much of an impact that actually makes. You might feel like, oh well, there's no point because that's not doing anything tangible for them, but the amount that does for people's mentality and their morale is just, it can't be underestimated. So please do reach out to someone and just say we're thinking of you. That's so important. And most importantly, do what you feel moved to do right now. Because I think that one of the biggest barriers for people to doing anything is that everything feels like it's either too small an action or too big an action. And the small actions are what sort of get you an entry into doing things. That's how I got started. I started just drawing and drawing how I felt about what was going on and putting it out into the world, putting it online. And I found a community through that, and I also found Friends of Palestine through that, because Jane ordered some of my stickers and I went to a demo to give them to her. So everything that I do now is through just doing that little action. And it's hard, it's really, really hard, but I've got people around me who are lovely and wonderful, and it's just better. It's better for you to do something, and it's also better for the world. So please, just do what you feel moved to do. If anyone's got any questions, please do shout them out, or you can come and find me later. I will be around. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you are enjoying the day.
Thank you.
That's a very good question. So TABKHA means cooked food, I think it roughly translates to. And the title was, I think Mona said, the original title of the little booklet that Mona made was Recipes of From Under The Rubble. So that is the title that Mona sort of associates with the book, and it was really important to her to have that in there. And when we talked to Tess about it, she was worried that that by itself might have too kind of negative a connotation, I suppose. Although she didn't know at the time that it was come up with by Mona. It has that real feeling of kind of things growing and just kind of returning from underneath destruction. But we wanted to add a sort of primary title and have that as a subtitle, just so that it had a kind of, it wasn't kind of leading with that. Thank you.
It's now, is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone, for everyone. Lord, we don't need another mountain. The mountains and hillsides enough to climb.